Hi cuties. So, I'm a little late to the news, forgive me, but can we talk about this Dead Rising remake slash remaster thing? I'ma be honest, the reason why I didn't make a video yet is because I immediately reinstalled Dead Rising 2 once I heard the news, and I dropped 30 hours in it because I'm a freak. That game is just so ultra nostalgic for me. A true 10 out of 10 zombie experience that improved upon the first in a couple of areas. However, nothing can compare to this middle-aged man with a receding hairline who covered wars, you know. Speaking of receding hairlines, they fucked my man up in the remake, but actually I don't know if y'all have ever seen the original 2005 beta footage of Dead Rising, but Frank West resembles that version more in this 2024 remake than the final Xbox 360 release. What y'all thinking? Anyways, Dead Rising was one of the first Xbox 360 games that Jack the Ripper ever owned, and it's actually crazy that 2 years from now, it'll be 20 years old. Sorry about that, but I was way too young to be playing Dead Rising in the first place, and perhaps that's why my brain is rotted to shit. But it really is arguably the greatest zombie game of all time. I don't give a fuck. This could be potentially huge for Capcom. Not like I care about their profits personally, shit, they're not paying me, but if this remake is done well, they can continue their dominant ass hot streak of releases and perhaps continue remaking Dead Risings or even make a brand new one in-house because ever since they passed the IP to the West, that shit did not hit the same. What I love to see personally is they're keeping that jank of the original with the stiff animations but freshening it up. Like, look y'all, you can finally aim and shoot. Not like guns really take a big precedent in the game, they're kinda ass unless it's the Shoddy or Mega Blaster. We do got some slightly bad news though, y'all. They did not recast the original Frank West voice actor TJ Rotolo, I hope I said that right, legend. Hella strange too because he voiced William Birkin in the RE2 remake, and according to him, Capcom never even reached out in the first place, but maybe they just thought he was too old now, or I don't know, it just sucks, bro. I love the fantastic addition of every survivor being fully voiced. It was kind of inconvenient at times trying to run away from a horde and then you gotta stop and read dialogue options like, bruh, get your ass on before we get bit. It's just little extra yummy pieces like that, and even the inclusion of autosaves, I mean, that's just super amazing. And for those who are unaware or just simply forgot, if you didn't save before a boss fight, get ready for a Dark Souls ass run back to the arena just to get mollywopped again. Yeah, perhaps that final boss fight in Dead Rising 2 was fucking me up the other day. Anyways, let's go back to the survivors. Let's just hope their AI patterns are significantly improved and they're actually viable in combat now, because when I played as a kid, or the other day, I just let them motherfuckers die for being incompetent. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen a few complaints from folks talking about the newer RE engine draining the original's charm away, and I don't see it, to be honest. I would agree if they decided to change up the tone and such, similar to like what they did with the RE4 remake, but they're recreating this shit shot for shot, it seems, so it's closer to a remaster, and I suppose that's why they're calling it that instead of a remake. But I am a Last of Us Part 1 defender though, and happily called that a remake, and whatever the Ripper says goes, so suck my taint. Going off of that, I think I do hate the name, like Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. DRDR. Dr. Disrespect reference, Capcom? Really? Let me stop. At least it's $50 too. I mean, I respect them for not pulling a Sony and charging the 70 burger for a simple facelift. I will happily drop the 50 bones to experience this game all over again, even if it's mostly just a graphical upgrade. The thing is, for whoever's complaining about this being unnecessary and perhaps Capcom should shift their focus to other franchises like Dino Crisis, first of all, bitch, you right, but I mean, come on. Dead Rising 1 is an all-time classic at this point, and I want to see it return in a big way because my taste buds are still burnt from that stank-ass Dead Rising 4 release. What the fuck was that? Also, the Dead Rising original port is still on PS4 and Xbox One. Like, it's very available for you to play. And I even went to my local game store, and they had that whole in a 360 for a whopping 5 schmeckles, so chill out, bruh. For the most part though, I've seen nothing but excitement, but not as much as I'd hoped for. They really dropped the news on a random ass day with zero build-up, so maybe that's part of the reason why, but Dead Rising should be a series that's spoken about in the highest regards, like Resident Evil and shit. There, I said it. I would love for them to continue the Frank West saga in their own respective manner and do him way better than the Western developers did, because he is an iconic video game character, as well as Chuck Green, and I would love to see his sexy ass in 4K 60 as well. Yes, I forgot to mention this will be a 4K 60 frames per second console release, which is absolutely scrumptious, and I'm also glad it's purely a current gen release because we need to eradicate the Xbox One and PS4 games in big 2024. So it's dropping on September 8th digitally, and I believe they're releasing a disc copy later, which is kind of lame, not gonna lie, but at least we're getting a physical copy at all, I suppose. Anyways, I do love the fact that they announced it as only being about 2 months away, because I think that's what every game needs to do. Don't tease us for years, GTA 6. Some of these pre-order bonus outfits sound amazing too, like Ken from Street Fighter. They got a bunch of Resident Evil 4 characters, and even an original 2006 Frank West skin, which I think I will be using 100% of the time, because I loved using that retro skin in the RE2 remake. Y'all remember that shit? I just think it's cool as fuck to have that juxtaposition of the old mixed with the new, bitch. I just can't wait to see all the pictures everybody's gonna be taking with Frank's camera in the game too, and the mods, bro. I mean, oh my goodness. I am just very, very excited, y'all. I mean, if you couldn't already tell. And I think this is gonna be one of the best releases of the year, I'll be honest. Survival horror has not been very great in 2024. Besides my personal favorite game, which is Crow Country, please go play that. And, you know, Dead Rising isn't necessarily the scariest game ever, but it's still in that realm of spooky horror, okay? Leave me alone. I'm really curious to see how well this game will sell, because I do not know what the market is for a new Dead Rising game in 2024. Hopefully everybody buys this shit so we can keep seeing Frank West's sexy ass, and perhaps get the highly anticipated Dead Rising 2 remake. Who knows? I really want to know what y'all are thinking though. Talk to me in the comments, because I trust you guys more than anybody on earth, okay? I mean, are y'all mad at the receding hairline? Perhaps the Frank West voice actor change? Or maybe that whole ordeal with one of the psychos getting its race changed, which I think Capcom did just to sweep under the rug to avoid a controversy, but that's a whole other thing I honestly don't give a shit about. But if you do, let's speak about it, my cuties. That's really about it though, y'all. Once this game drops, I will happily drop a review, and who knows, I might have to make a return to streaming and show you my first initial reactions. You never know. Anyways, go ahead and drop a zombie bite on the like button, perhaps a jump kick on the subscribe, and I love you guys. Bye!